All right, let's jump right in. We're about to explore a scientific truth that is so wild, it might just change the way you see, well, everything. Because what if I told you that the reality you experience every single day isn't really coming from the outside world? What if it's a story your own brain is telling you?
I mean, think about it for a second. We've all had that moment, right? You were positive you saw a person in the shadows, or you'd swear that car was blue, not green, only to find out that you were completely wrong. It's a weird feeling, but it points to a much deeper truth about how we actually perceive the world.
And this is the heart of it all. This single idea from neuroscience just shatters our most basic assumption. We all love to think of our eyes as these perfect little cameras, objectively recording everything. But the science? Well, it says that's not even close to what's happening.
So, to really get this, we first have to kind of unlearn what we think we know about our own eyes. Let's start by totally debunking what I like to call the camera myth. You see, for the longest time, we held on to this old idea that our eyes are like cameras, just recording a perfect video of the world. But the new science shows something way different. Our eyes are more like data sensors, and the information they collect for the brain is surprisingly messy and incomplete.
So what kind of data are we talking about? Well, it's not a nice, clean, high-definition picture. Not at all. Your eyes are really just sending your brain these raw, broken little pieces of information. Things like patches of light, some random bursts of color, a little bit of movement over there, a few simple shadows. It's just a chaotic stream of signals.
And this is where the big problem comes in, evolutionarily speaking. If your brain had to patiently wait for all that messy data and then carefully assemble it into a clear picture and then decide what to do, you'd be toast. You could never dodge a charging animal or even catch a ball. You'd be living in the past, reacting way too slowly to survive.
So, the brain came up with this absolutely brilliant solution to the problem. It doesn't wait to react. Nope, it predicts. It makes its best guess about what's out there before all the evidence is even in.
Your brain is basically running as a full-time prediction machine. Based on every single thing you've ever experienced in your entire life, it's constantly asking questions in the background. Like, okay, given this situation, what should I be seeing right now? Or what's the most likely thing to be casting that shadow? And then it just fills in the gaps with its best guess.
Okay, so what you think of as sight is really this mix of raw data from your eyes and your brain's powerful predictions. But what's the ratio here? How much is real data and how much is just your brain's guess? Is it 50-50, maybe 70-30?
Get ready for this, because the answer is absolutely mind-blowing. What you perceive is about 90% brain prediction and only 10% real-time data from your eyes. Let that sink in for a second. 9/10 of your visual reality is a construct. It's a simulation generated by your brain.
So here's the bottom line. You are not actually seeing the world as it is, right now, in this moment. You are experiencing your brain's incredibly detailed, constantly updated simulation of the world, a simulation based on what it thinks is supposed to be there.
Now, I know that's a huge claim, and you're probably thinking, okay, where's the proof? Well, the cool thing is, it's all around us, hiding in plain sight. Let's look at just how easy it is to trick your brain's expectations. This is the secret behind every single optical illusion you've ever seen. See, they're not designed to fool your eyes. Your eyes are reporting the data just fine. Optical illusions are expertly designed to exploit your brain's internal rules and assumptions, forcing it to make the wrong prediction. You know those static images where the circles look like they're spinning? Your brain sees patterns that it connects with movement, so it predicts, hey, this should be moving, and it literally shows you motion that isn't real. Or when you see colors in a black and white image, that's your brain filling in the blanks. And seeing faces in clouds or on a piece of toast, that's your brain's prediction engine, which is so fine-tuned to find faces that it'll create them out of almost anything.
But it gets even weirder when we start talking about time. Turns out there's a tiny but really important delay. It takes about 1/10 of a second from when something happens in the world to when your brain actually finishes processing it. So how does your brain handle this lag? Well, it knows it's always perceiving things about 0.1 seconds in the past. To make up for it, it constantly projects your reality into the immediate future. It predicts where that baseball will be, not where it is. In a very real sense, you are always living in a slightly predicted future. That's what allows you to react instantly to things.
So, we've established your brain is basically building your reality on the fly. But here's where it gets really personal. Your brain's predictions are based on your life, which means your reality is fundamentally, deeply unique to you.
And this finally explains so many common human mysteries, right? Like, why can two eyewitnesses give completely different stories about the same event? Or why do you and a friend have totally different memories of a party you both went to? Why do we argue so much about what really happened?
It all comes down to this simple but powerful equation. We all have different brains, and those brains are filled with a lifetime of different experiences and memories. And because our brains use those unique experiences to make their predictions, we all end up living in slightly different realities.
And this is really why this matters so much. The world you're experiencing right now is being actively filtered and shaped by all these personal things. Your past experiences set your expectations. Your current emotions literally color what you see. Your beliefs, your hopes, your fears, they're all part of the recipe for your brain's ongoing guess about what's real.
So if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this powerful truth. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as your brain expects it to be. Your experience isn't passive. It's an active, creative process happening every single moment of every day.
And that leads to one final, really provocative thought. Once you truly understand that your reality is a personal simulation, that gives you a new kind of power. The power to question your own assumptions, your own certainties. So I'll just leave you with this. What's the first thing you're going to question?